Hey, thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. I'm Derek Wetmore from Target Field, where I'm going to explain to you my 5 thoughts from Monday's Twins win against the Oakland Athletics. Thought number 1, it wasn't always pretty for Phil Hughes. In fact, in times it was downright ugly. The first inning, Hughes gave up a grand slam, and the Twins were in a 4-0 hole very early. Even in the second inning, when Hughes did not give up any runs, he was right over the middle of the plate. Even when he was getting the ball down, it was right in the middle. The A's were just turning some of his bad pitches into outs. But Hughes settled down after that, amazingly, to me anyway, got through 6 innings, ended up getting the win because the Twins offense came back to bail him out. More on that later. After the way he looked in the first inning when 9 Oakland Athletics batters came to the plate, I thought, this is going to be a short night for Hughes. How are the Twins going to piece this together with their bullpen? If you remember Hughes' last start, April 29th, he had to leave early because of what the Twins diagnosed as a left hip flexor strain. It was a mild strain, but it was enough to knock Hughes out of the game after, I believe it was 5 innings. And you sort of wondered if he would be able to make his next start. That was this one that he just made tonight. Hughes threw his bullpen in between, did everything normally, and knew that he'd be ready to go, ready to start on Monday night. But after the way the first inning went, I wondered to myself, gosh, is he physically okay? That leads me to the second part of thought number 1. Asked Hughes that after the game. I said, is this a physical problem, or does it come to execution? Because he had been talking about, lacking execution earlier in his press conference there. Post-game. Hughes, I'll read the first part of the quote because I think that it's important. He says, quote, "It's not so much physically really, than really finding a groove and getting into my mechanics a little bit more and kind of feeling smooth and in a good rhythm. When everything kind of clicks like that, that's when I start locating the ball a little bit better." Interesting, because Hughes started off last season kind of in the same pattern. He wasn't great through the first 5-6 starts, I believe, last season. He says that's pretty common for him every year. The Hughes that we saw a year ago has not surfaced yet at Target Field or anywhere else, although the closest proximity would have been definitely in Seattle when he pitched 8 innings and gave up 2 runs but lost to King Felix when Felix went 9 and got the shutout of the Twins. Anyways, the Twins will need Hughes to be a better pitcher going forward if they hope to maintain this competitiveness that they've shown so far this season, because let's face it, Hughes is the best pitcher on this team, and they'll need big contributions from him going forward. Thought number 2, Danny Santana had gone 97 plate appearances to open the season without drawing a walk. He ended that streak on Monday, so you can put that one to bed. In his 98th plate appearance, he drew a 4-pitch walk, and it's kind of weird because I talked to Santana this winter about some of his goals and some of the things that he wants to show this season. One of the 2 things he mentioned to me was that he wants to walk more. He says, I want to walk more and I want to steal more bases. I think he kind of explained that the more he walks, the more he's going to get on base, the more opportunities he's going to have to steal bases. That makes sense, but in terms of execution, he has not done that yet this season. Maybe it's a sign of good things to come. I don't know. We'll have to see, but his approach at the plate, not only his results, but his approach at the plate has been disappointing after his fantastic rookie season. Thought number 3, I think Torii Hunter might have had the moment of the day when he lifted a 3-run shot out to left field, paused at home plate to watch it go, whether it was going to go fair or foul right at that foul pole. As soon as it went fair, he turned, looked at the dugout, kind of, I think, thumped his chest, said, let's go, and he flipped his bat. Really, not super high in the air, but just how quickly it was spinning. I think it got 3 full rotations before it hit the ground. Kind of an electric moment for Hunter, and then as he rounded the bases, he was still kind of pumping up his teammates, pumping up the crowd. He got a lot of nice hands in the dugout. He said after the game, I posted the video to 1500ESPN.com if you want to check it out. Hunter wanted to make clear that he wasn't trying to show up the A's. He wasn't trying to show up the reliever, R.J. Alvarez, but that's something that you wouldn't see from a lot of players, I think, get away with a bat flip the magnitude of Torii Hunter. But I wonder if he just has enough built-in credibility in the game that people knew he was not trying to show off the Athletics, and he can just get away with a celebratory bat flip like that. Quite a flip. I linked to it in my 5 thoughts column if you want to check that out at 1500ESPN.com, although I'm sure you've seen it by now. Thought number 4, we'll stick with Torii Hunter for this one. He's been having some really good at-bats lately. I've been tracking the quality of at-bats through the White Sox series and then through Monday here too. I posted those results. Basically, suffice it to say that Brian Dozier, Torrey Hunter, Trevor Plouffe, and Joe Mauer are the Twins' best hitters right now. No real surprise there, I know. But we did track some of the results, and Hunter's near the top of the list and had another nice night at the plate on Monday. You can check that out in the 5 Thoughts column. Thought number 5 is a bit of a throwaway. It was Hughes the Force night at Target Field tonight. It pains me to even say that phrase out loud, but there you have it. Phil Hughes happened to be starting on May 4th. The Star Wars pun, of course, is May the 4th be with you. You'll never catch me saying that again on a video, although I can't promise I won't say it on a podcast or on the radio or anything like that. Felt a little salty writing it, but sort of a fun night for Twins fans at Target Field, and they did give away Phil Hughes bobbleheads. The joke there among Hughes and his teammates is that the bobblehead doesn't look exactly like him, but they nailed the body-to-head proportion. Hughes has a big head, and he's going to take a lot of heat for that from teammates. He wore that. He accepted those insults and just kind of had fun with it. So anyway, check out 1500ESPN.com because I wrote a lengthy piece on Monday about the Twins' decision to call up Eddie Rosario when they placed Oswaldo Arcia on the disabled list. Interesting, they bypassed Aaron Hicks. Asked Paul Muller and Terry Ryan about that decision, and both of them kind of explained why Rosario over Hicks. I went over their explanations and decided whether or not they make sense. So check that out on 1500ESPN.com. Also check out the latest Touch 'Em All podcast. Phil Mackey and I recorded one Sunday night on how Trevor Plouffe is possibly creating a very good problem to have for the Twins in the not-too-distant future. You can subscribe to that on iTunes. Just go to iTunes and search Touch 'Em All podcast. Find it there. Subscribe. You'll get all the latest episodes right to your feed. That'll do it for this video. Thanks for coming to the website. We appreciate you watching. Until next time, I'm Derek Wetmore. I'll catch you later.